I want to talk about today the concept of sleep and the importance of sleeping in the area of spirituality and the spiritual realm, because sleeping is one of the most important aspects of dreaming, of healing, and of awareness that somebody can have. Without the adequate amount of sleep that is necessary, you can never be able to do what you need to do to reach levels of awareness, because for various reasons actually. Number one, when you are getting a good night's sleep, the body, the energy body, has time to recover itself, and your energy body will go through your entire body and heal anything that needs to be healed for you, which is why someone like, for example, it's I've hadn't had a cold in years, years and years and years. Occasionally you get something small, but generally your good health comes from the fact that you can sleep for a long time and really get good rest. People have a hard time. It's not that they don't sleep, but it's the quality of the sleep. And the quality is what matters more than anything, even the length of sleep. So even if you're sleeping 10 hours and sleeping badly, it's quite not quite what the best type of sleep is. You need to know how to relax, how to rest, and that gives your energy body the chance to heal anything that might need healing. So sleep is the first important thing to recovery for anything. And the reason a lot of people don't sleep very well is because people have a hard time surrendering. And in sleep, there's a certain amount of surrender involved. It is basically a little death. How well do you die each night? So this is why people have such a hard time. There's other reasons as well: anxiety, worry, stress. I know when I do get stressed, I can't sleep, or it's always on my mind. So definitely understand that completely. And I would monitor myself and see what things come up at night, because whatever bothers you at night is usually one of the main reasons or main things you should go after daytime. So if there is something bothering you at night, that something that you need to focus on and to be able to go after as part of your stress reduction. So I know that sometimes stressful things are just pass, and they are dealing with issues that are recurring. Having an awareness in sleep about what's bothering you is always a good idea. The reason also for a good rest is obviously for the dreaming aspect, because without the dreams and the focus in the dream world, you really cannot find anything that is hidden or in the shadows or anything like that. The link to the dreaming world is the most important. Time for women to dream is obviously just before their period, when the worlds crack open and your womb is very powerful, and you are able to access other realities, realms, and dimensions during that time. For men, it's done through mostly meditation. Sometimes they do it through dreams as well. Basically, we're looking at why it's important. It's also good to have a nice rhythm, to sleep earlier than people usually do. People stay up at all hours doing looking on their phones or movies or whatever they're doing. So you should be sleeping well with no electronics in the room ideally, and no phone next to you or anything like that. Now, some of us have to put alarms on to wake us up, things like that. But for the times that you don't work, things should be off, and you should be able to have a nice surrendered sleep, where you can get up early in the morning and then sleep at a nice regular pace. If you do look at the Chinese organ clock, you can see how each time correlates to an organ in the body, whether it's the liver, the lungs, the spleen, the stomach. You will be able to see it if you Google Chinese organ clock. You can see loads of them there, which tell you what, if you're waking up at a certain time, what it correlates to. whether it's the liver, the lungs, or whatever. And then you need to research that further to find out what the problem seems to be, why you're not processing what you're processing, why you're not resting. Don't let illnesses take over. There's no reason for it. You go right after them and find out the root cause behind them, because there's no reason why we can't all be healthy. Even if there is something that has been recurring, you need to look for it. If there's something keeps recurring, it means you haven't looked at the issue behind it to find out why it's recurring over and over again. Some people inherit things like diabetes sometimes gets inherited from one family to another. So that's different. That still means that you're inheriting the other generation's problem, and you still need to sort it out. So otherwise, you should be in spectacular health at all times, and you should be able to control it yourself to a degree. Okay, obviously, if you cut your hand, you need to go to the hospital. That's different. But something that happens within, even small things like sinuses and things like that, should be looked at. So, once you have established a routine of getting up early or sleeping early and knowing when to rest and not just keep pushing and pushing yourself until you can't go any further and draining your resources. Nothing is worth doing more than being able to rest and find relaxation. And it's getting harder and harder because people are obviously have so many responsibilities, and children are constantly demanding attention. With sleeping earlier and getting up earlier, your dreaming also becomes better. It's you recollect better, and you can go into the depths of the dream and pry any information that you need from that. It's so important to be able to link into the other realities which come with dreaming. If you do that and also be able to record your dreams and be able to remember them, then you will start to bridge your waking and dreaming worlds, which will give you an inkling onto what's wrong or what's you need your attention on in this reality. What is it that you're not seeing? So to dream is and strengthen your presence in dreaming gives you an advantage over everybody, and gives you also strengthens you in so many different ways that you can't even begin to imagine. It opens up your realities. It makes you open up to new possibilities that you didn't think of before. Once you get tired of realizing that there is nothing external and it's all internal, your attention to your dream will become really, really more potent, and you'd be very amazed at what kinds of things are revealed to you. So, my whole thing today is to talk about mostly the sleeping, waking up early, and the dreams, and making sure that this cycle begins so that at least you have a heads up or a tool to begin with. Most people say that they don't remember their dreams because they're not focused on them, and getting really deep into it, into your consciousness, means that you really can't do that without actually being healthy and being rested. So get that good routine going, sleeping earlier, knowing how to relax, how to rest, how to soothe yourself into that. And obviously, the core of it all is no stress, which is such a hard thing for this day and age. And for example, you have flus or colds or things like that. First thing is first, you must rest. That is the ultimate thing that will heal you and allow the energy body to go through your body, healing you. It happens with your intention. So please subscribe if you can, and thank you for listening.